When any of us wakes up from sleep, our appearance changes completely from before we slept. We all have these marks on our faces when we first get up from bed. Our faces become reddish, our eyes are half closed, and there are marks on our cheeks from the pillow. Many of us also have puffy faces. If you see someone who has just woken up, it is very easy to tell from a single glance that they have just woken up, even if it is in the middle of the day and not even close to their usual bedtime. So why does our appearance change like this when we wake up? Why do we look different? There are several reasons for this. One of the most important reasons is the accumulation of fluids in certain areas. The human body is full of fluids such as water, plasma, lymphatic fluids, and many others. When we sleep, two things happen. Firstly, these fluids get trapped inside the body and start to accumulate in large quantities, especially since during sleep there is no chance for them to leave the body, either by going to the bathroom or doing any activity that makes us sweat. Secondly, these fluids accumulate in a higher proportion in the brain. When we are awake and standing on our feet, these fluids are distributed evenly throughout the body. However, when we start lying down in a horizontal position to sleep and stay in that position for hours, these fluids start to accumulate in the soft tissues present in the face more than usual. These soft tissues are like bags under the eyes or on the cheeks. Also, when we sleep, the muscles in our body, including the facial muscles, relax and become loose. This makes our faces appear puffy when we wake up. However, as we start moving around, the fluids in our body start to distribute evenly, and gradually, our face returns to its natural shape. A Belgian photographer conducted a project where she took pictures of people when they woke up at 6 a.m. and again in the evening at 7 p.m. She then compared the features in the two pictures. She found that in the morning, the face appears puffier than usual, which can change our appearance. Another thing that changes our appearance is the redness of our cheeks when we wake up, which is particularly noticeable in children. This is because the horizontal position of the body during sleep contributes to the storage of fluids and easier blood flow to the face. The blood vessels in the face become more dilated, and as a result, the cheeks become redder than usual. However, this is not the only factor that contributes to our appearance upon waking up. The sebaceous glands in our bodies also play an important role. These glands are located in the second layer of the skin and are spread throughout the body, except for the palms of the hands and soles of the feet. As their name suggests, the function of these glands is to secrete a thin layer of fats or oils onto the outer skin of the body. The purpose of this is to contribute to the body's thermal regulation, maintain skin moisture, and reduce the amount of water lost through the skin. The most common places where sebaceous glands are found are the face and scalp. When we sleep at night, the oily layer begins to accumulate on the skin of the face at a high rate, which affects its color and texture when we wake up. Another important factor that affects our facial features when we wake up is our eyes. Our eyes are closed for a very long time during sleep, and when we first wake up and start to be exposed to light, it is best to keep our eyes partially closed for a few minutes before opening them fully, to prevent strain. Squinting our eyes causes the skin around our eyes to wrinkle and create fine lines. Additionally, when we wake up, we may have bedhead and pillow marks on our face, which can also alter our appearance. It is best to wash our faces when we wake up instead of rubbing our eyes. Sleeping on one side for a long time can also cause one side of our face to be more compressed and redder than the other. All of these factors combined can change our facial appearance. After we have learned the reasons why our appearance changes, when we wake up, someone now says, "I can sleep and it won't show that I was sleeping." Another person says, "This takes a while for me, it's not just a few minutes." It's possible that someone who wakes up from sleep washes their face with a little water and all signs of sleep disappear from their face in just a few minutes. And if someone meets them on the street half an hour later, they won't even know they were sleeping. But for someone else, the signs remain on their face for a longer period of time. Anyone who looks at their face even after an hour or two can tell that they were sleeping, and at work where they arrive after waking up, someone might ask them why they haven't woken up yet, even though it's been 2 hours. The truth is that the reason behind this is related to the quality of sleep itself. The more sleep we get, the more positively it reflects on our appearance when we wake up, and the less sleep we get, or if we sleep in an uncomfortable position, it causes signs to bloom on our faces and stay with us for a longer period of time. This is considered a sign of fatigue, especially since sleep is the stage where the body repairs and builds cells, tissues, and vital organs. If the quality of our sleep is not good, it greatly affects us and makes us tired. Therefore, we should do our duty and give you some advice to make sure that your face does not show any signs of sleep or fatigue as soon as you wake up. Initially, we must make sure that we sleep well, which means an average of 7 to 8 hours. If we stay up until morning and wake up before noon, the total amount of sleep we get is only 3 or 4 hours, and we think that it is an accomplishment and that we are very strong. However, in the long run, this has catastrophic influence on the body. The second important thing is to sleep on a relatively high pillow. Avoid those thin pillows that feel like a centimeter in thickness, as this reduces the accumulation of fluids that occur in the face. Due to the horizontal sleeping position, of course, it is preferred that we sleep on one of the sides, which is more comfortable than sleeping on the stomach or back. Another important thing is to avoid eating spicy or sodium-rich food before going to bed, such as fast food, burgers, pizza, French fries, fried chicken, pastries, and all that stuff. These foods are very rich in sodium. Sodium makes the body retain more water to balance the amount of salt in food. The liver also contributes to this. Instead of the excess water in the body going through the urine pathway, it starts to accumulate in various places, including the face. Therefore, if we want to eat at night, we should eat food that contributes to hydrating our bodies and is rich in fluids and water, such as apples, cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, and all the sweet things. It is also very important that we drink enough water before going to bed. If the body is moist before going to bed and there are no high concentrations of salt in it, this will reduce the amount of water that will be stored in the body, and the water will start to go through its natural path. This is in addition to the fact that when the body is moist, the sebaceous glands reduce the secretion of oils or fats. This, as we said a while ago, also affects our appearance when we wake up. Finally, it is better not to use phones and electronic devices before going to bed. The blue light that comes out of them is tiring for the eyes. If it is necessary to use them and you cannot sleep, unless you hold the phone, although it is not a healthy habit. Nowadays, all phones have an option to rest the eyes, the name of which differs from Android to iPhone or something like that. The important thing is that when you activate it, the screen turns yellow. This relaxes your eyes much more than natural blue light. If you dislike this yellow color and do not want to use it all day, at least use it at night. Finally, when we wake up, we need to wash our faces with cold water and move around a bit. It's also preferable for us to do some light exercises. The sweat that comes out of our bodies will quickly take us out of our sleepy state.